Hello? Hello! There we go. See if this works today. Oh! Hello. How you doing, everyone? How you doing? Let me fix this. It's always wrong. No. It's just an awkward camera. Just awkward. How you doing, everybody? No, that's still not right. There we go. It's close enough. Maybe zoomed in a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. That's a stretch. No, now it's too far. You have a new liver? Like for real? Like you had a transplant? It's the case. I hope you're doing alright. How's it going? Jeez. That's huge news. How you feeling? How recent was this? Wow. Holy cow. I hope you're doing alright, mate. Whew. That's some news. That's new news. Everything that could go wrong did. Lost 46 pounds, but they slowly returned me to normal. That's good. Oh man, you had a rough trot. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're doing better. Bloody hell. Don't need that. Hey Jay. How are you? My voice is so soothing, thank you. It's only when I stream when people tell me that. Don't get that anywhere else in my life. My wife never tells me my voice is soothing. Why am I so talented? I'm not talented. I just been doing it for a while. That's all tipster. Anyone can do what I do. You just gotta, like, you know, decide that you want to sit down for, you know, 15 years and write music. So that's all. That's all you need to do. But anyone can do it. Talent ain't a thing. Everyone thinks talent's a thing. I don't think it's a thing, to be honest. It's all about learning and doing it enough. I just go over a small cold, okay? Hope you're doing better. I'm doing alright. I'm a bit stressed out at the moment. Just no real reason. Just projects, I guess, that may be happening, and they're a bit scary, you know. They're a bit scary. Having a little bit of that imposter syndrome kind of feeling, but it's fine. I think everyone has to deal with this. Everyone has to deal with it. But pretty good. Going to the gym, getting stronger. Saw Australian Chamber Orchestra last night, and they were very good. Some very, very cool music. What else have I been doing? Not much. Playing games. Playing some games. Trying to chill out a bit. Been playing a lot of Ball X Pit. How do you say that name for that game? Ball Pit. Ball X Pit. Ball times Pit. Ball collabs with Pit. I don't know how it works. I think it's one of these new things that I'm a boomer too much. I don't know how to understand how the X thing works, but it's fine. What else have I been playing? Oh, a lot of Breath of the Wild, guys. I'm deep on my first playthrough of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And having so much fun. It's such a good game. My gosh. Did you listen to the score for the new Predator movie? Really? Is it good? Is it good? Who did the score? Who did? Oh, was it Sarah Schachner? Because if it's Sarah Schachner, I'm all there for it. Because she's great. Please tell me it's Sarah Schachner. What games? Yeah, so I've been playing Zelda. So I bought a Switch a couple months ago. So this is my we've had Nintendo stuff before, but we've not really dived that deep. I think the last one we had was maybe the Wii. We had a Wii, so it's been a while. I was a big Nintendo 64 guy, which is good. But yeah, so we missed out. We missed out on the whole Breath of the Wild. You know, the new Zelda reboots of the stuff. Yes, it's Sarah Schachner. Nice. Okay, I will definitely listen. I love her stuff. I really think she has a great sensibility for everything. Like, great orchestration. I'm sure she works people, but it's like amazing work. Brilliant synth production. Like, she's really cool. She's doing her anthem thing. Yes! Yes! That's where she needs to live. Very good. That's exciting. Oh, it's Benji. I don't know Benji, but I'm just calling him Benji because it feels like it. Feels like I'm on a first name basis. Very cool. Golden Hour, how did you do the singing voices in it? I think that one's actually a sample library, Henley. Because I can't do vocals like that. I'm not very good at it. So I'm trying to figure out what library that was. That was like, I think Athera Gold is the library I use. That is like a female voice. I think Clara Solas. I don't know how you say her name, but I think it's Clara. Clara Solas. Clara Solas? I don't know. Is it Clara or something else? I forget. But yeah, it's a pretty good library. It's got a really nice, like a very authentic kind of feel to it. A lot of vocal libraries out there that aren't very good. You know what I mean? They get a very synthetic kind of feel, and I think because we're so, you know, our ears, our whole physiology is trained to like listen to voice. So if the voice is kind of a bit off, we sense it. I feel like that's a thing. That library is pretty good. It does a pretty good job at kind of faking everything. Only problem is I want to use it all the time, and it's very how would you say this? Like, you know the voice when you hear it. Like it's like if you hear someone else using that library, you go, oh, that's Athera Gold. They've got the library too. So it's like really like it's like there are some patches in certain libraries, like there's like string risers in like the really old East-West libraries. There's like sort of horror style sort of string risers that get used in films all the time. It's like I know that patch. Just hold the key down. It plays the string rise. I know where that's from. I know what you did. Rusty, how you doing? Used to be in the Glee Club? Nice. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. Yep. It's pretty obvious. Gonna grab some dinner, please. Eat the food. Can you, but can you do polyrhythms in music theory? You don't understand them at all. I'm not really good at that sort of thing. It's a bit of math though, as I understand. It's kind of like, yeah, like divisions of timing, you know, and rhythm, just figuring out where things lock and where things don't. Like if you line them all up next to each other, it can be really cool. I don't use that much polyrhythm in my work though. But it's be a fun little rabbit hole to go down if you want to. But I couldn't really teach you anything. I can't teach you anything about that. It's not me. Not me, man. Use that patch? Yes, I do. Use a lot. There's a lot of those patches I use for like for the Allen stuff particularly. Like these sort of brass clusters and, and things like that. I really need to get some new sounds for those kinds of things. Actually, I do have those sounds, and it's one of these things. Like today, in our project today, is to play with some libraries that I've had for a while. One that I've only had since the weekend, but the other ones I've had for a little while. And playing with them to see what they do and how they sound and how I can use them, because quite often these days I'll end up buying a library and then not finding the time to sit with it to learn how, you know, how it, learn how it works. And then I never end up using it because I don't know how to use it. You know what I mean? And it's not that it's like hard to use. It's just, I think with libraries, you really got to sit with them for a while to figure out what they can do best for you. And it's not always apparent when you just get, you know, loaded up very quickly and have a bit of a twiddle. So I think it comes with time, but you know, gotta do that. Gotta sit with some libraries and learn how they play. So I got like I was talking about the brass clusters. I do have libraries that have different kinds of blast clusters. I just gotta like remember that they're there. I did a whole an Elder Scrolls project for Silver Screen very recently. I bought an orchestral tools library called Grimm. I bought that specifically to use for that project, and then I totally forgot that I had bought it. And I used it for 1 or 2 tracks, I think, and then I don't know, I went away, I did something else. I was working on multiple projects at that point, so I was kind of, my head was everywhere. But I totally forgot that I bought that library. You know, just, you know, it wasn't a cheap library. It was a few hundred euros. And then I kind of only realized at the end. But anyway, it's fun. Do some math rock, Yannick? Math rock and woodwinds. That could be fun, though. Those polyrhythms for winds would be kind of cool to create sense of textural sort of things. That would be really cool. MP, thank you. I'm glad you like them. I'm working on the album release for season 4. I swear it's happening. Just gotta finalize a few things and chat with Alan about stuff. But we're nearly there. Nearly there. Arup, how you doing? Heard so much of music, fall in love with it, but have to say Resolutions just blows you away every time. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you found something that resonates with you. That's good. I try to make emotional stuff. Just what comes out. I think it's the easiest thing that comes out, to be honest. Anything else crazy happen to you guys? So, yeah, Bernie's got a new liver. Jay's getting over the cold. Crazy stuff, guys. I'm so glad you're doing well, Bernie. Sounds like it was a bit of a rough time. Do we do lots of collabs with Alan, or is it just occasional? I've been working with him for, I don't know, probably 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. It's been a while. I don't do everything that he does these days, just because of time, pretty much, but schedules don't always lock in. But I try to do as much as I can with him, because there's cool stuff. Cool fun, they're fun animations to work with. And particularly for because I feel like I gotta have a soft spot for the animation vs animator and the animation vs Minecraft series. I kind of want to keep that going, you know, it's fun. They had to perform with the performance samples Percussion, never tried them. I thought they had a lot of delay, okay. So that's one of the libraries I want to play with today, is Percussion. So, I know, they don't seem too bad to me. Everything seems... I find with everything with performance samples, they're all a little bit funky with their delays. With the, like, the sort of offset sort of stuff. But it's usually workable. Workable enough, anyway. Not for purists, exactly, yeah. Whatever that means. I don't know, I've grown to just get used to it. Although sometimes it is a bit weird. Like I do appreciate sometimes there is a slider for that, so like the short strings for the, you know, it's like fluid shorts, or even the new one, the ensembles patch we're gonna play with today. The short stuff, the like the staccato, spiccato, like it's set to 100 milliseconds, I think, but you can change it. It's almost impossible to play anything live, so you have to drop the, but you can actually slide the delay, so you can play it and then drag it back up again, because it does sound different. So I've noticed, like with the fluid shorts, we'll get into it later, but the fluid shorts, you can have the delay and it doesn't sound that much different. Like there might be a slight change in, you know, the attack and everything, but it's not that noticeable. Whereas with these, the new ensemble strings, the spiccato is really good. The spiccato and staccato are fantastic. They got this, like, I don't know, something to them that I'm really, really digging. But if you slide the, if you remove the delay, you get it to like 20 milliseconds, it changes it completely. Like it changes the tone almost entirely. So clearly there's something going on there with like the delays are kind of necessary for the full power of the strings to unleash. You know what I mean? You know, Detroit Become Human? Your tracks sound a lot like them. Actually, I've watched a lot of it. I haven't played it, but I've watched a lot of gameplay. I can't remember the music, to be honest. Maybe that's why. Are you saying that my music is not memorable? Oh my god. Oh my god, no. That's a compliment? Okay, that's good. No, it's like watching streams is not the same as playing the game, right? It's not the same thing. I need to buy a PlayStation. Need to buy a PlayStation so I can play all these games we wanted to play for years. I suppose some of these are on PC now, but I don't really have a PC at home. Only in my studio, because you don't have a room at home. Sad. What about the terrible sustain? I mean, they're not that terrible. I haven't quite understood what they are though. To be honest, like what I want them to do. So that's what we're going to try to play with them today. See what we can make them do. But the actual sustains in the library are really nice. The not terrible sustains. Henry's. Hello, welcome. Lux strings have got something called look ahead. I'm not sure what that is yet. It could be, I could imagine it would be something like some sort of extra processing going on. Yeah, okay. You mentioned Lux strings last week? I've yet to go and check them out. You should do another free instrument chance. I should, Enderblade. I agree. I want to try with the orchestral tools library. Just for that one. I think that'd be really good. Because that's a cool library, I think. It's quite good for freebie. Yeah. You got a whole template of them if you want me to tell you some. Oh yeah, very please. I also like the idea of limiting, like not having a great deal of stuff and seeing what you can do with it. I used to do that a lot more. Not so much these days. I don't know, I'm going switch to a more maximalist approach for some reason. Well, I don't know, maybe we should make some music. Try anyway. Make some bloop bloops. Now I haven't decided whether I want to work on headphones or on speaker today. Because we do have a fan. You can probably hear it in the background. Has there any glitchy stuff so far, by the way? Anyone like heard any weird glitchy bloop bloops like we had last week? Welcome, Jay. Eat. No, not yet, Jay. No. It's I said it's on its way, but it's not quite there yet. Need to have a chat with Alan. My mic sounds a bit muffled. Oh, is it because of I got the noise suppression on? That's probably what it is. We could try the noise gate again. If I turn this one off, this is without anything on. You can hear the noise, I'm guessing. Noise and crows. But we can turn the noise gate on. And this is probably a bit weirder. What do you reckon? What's best? We talked about this last week, but I don't think we really... It's not too bad with the background music, yeah. But I'm going to be working now. The background music's going to disappear. So I don't know. I don't know what's better. We'll keep the noise suppression on. See what pans out. Alright. What? Oh, no. Don't end the session. Okay. Let's do a thing. Why are you not responding to me anymore? Come on. There we go. I think I need to get like a what do you call them? The stream deck? Get a stream deck? I think that would be kind of good. Alright, I might save this straight away because I don't want things to happen and not having one thing saved for it. So we'll call this. What's this today? Oh, it's the 11th of November. It's Remembrance Day, right? Stream song November 11. Oh my gosh, Yarblik, how you doing? It's been a while. How are you going? How am I going? I'm doing alright. I'm back in. I don't know how caught up you are on things, but I'm back in Australia now, out of Sweden, back in Australia, and I'm not doing soil science anymore. Even though I'll always try to keep my brain, you know, sort of sciencey focused. Definitely changed my brain, but yeah, not doing soul science, doing music full time now, which is pretty bonkers. Antonin, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. How you been, buddy? Scott doing technology. Technologia is cinema, is it? Is it now? Do you use the circle of fifths a lot in your music? Probably. I don't know. I think I do. It's just a lot of my writing is very intuitive. So I don't really think about what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I just kind of vibe it out. So, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably utilizing all that sort of stuff, using the circle of fifths to move for modulation and stuff. No more Swedish cold Swedish winters. I kind of miss it though, Yarblik. I kind of miss it, particularly at the moment because things are warming up here and in Brisbane, getting very warm and humid. Not a fan. So I kind of miss the cold. I really kind of miss the cold. But full-time music is nice. It's nice to focus on one thing. I think I was struggling for a while there, doing both science and music pretty much full-time. It was a kind of a tough, tiring time. I didn't realize how kind of stretched I was, I guess. You know, I was doing way too much. And probably not doing any of it very well. I think that was also something I was very mindful of. I was really worried that my science work was kind of suffering because I wasn't giving it my full attention. It's probably the best that I get out of there when the going's good. Oh, thank you, Antonin. You got a special preview. Very nice. Yeah, a lot of fun with that one. That was a good library, a good project. That's such a cool. We got such a cool job, don't we, Anthony? Those silver screen projects are just super fun. Tesla stocks, yeah, to the moon, Yannick, to the moon. But I am trying to learn about investing, actually, funnily enough. And what I've learned is that it's like stupid and crazy and annoying, and everyone's got an opinion, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's like music, everybody. Investing is like music. There's a lot of dude bros out there telling you what you should do, and you shouldn't listen to any of them. How about that? Didn't you do the music for the Village animation? I did. Well done. Well spotted. Yeah, I did. I've done a few things for Avocado, for Avo, but not for a little while. I envy you, Scott. Hearing you, we're having grey and rainy. Oh, no, Nanjin, that's amazing. I want grey and rainy. Me and my wife are probably the few people in Australia, few Australians who actually kind of crave cold, rainy, precipitation of any kind. I just want it. I just want it all day. It gives me a reason to feel fine about being inside, because I'm such an indoors person. I just want to be inside. And when it's sunny out, there's like this pressure that you have to go and enjoy it. And it's like, I don't want to enjoy it. But I think my wife said that her phone gave her like a super extreme UV rating today. If you go outside, you're dead. Like, it's instantaneous death here in Australia. So why would you want to go outside? It's just horrible. You're doing a Dark Souls album? No way, Anthony. Very good. That was probably a good one for you. I have no experience with Dark Souls. Actually, that's not true. I did try to play Dark Souls 1. I did have fun, but I also was very ragey. Very ragey. Very ragey. How do you charge to create music for a short... How much do I charge? It kind of depends, but it's also timing as well. Time is more important than how much I charge, because usually I'm full. I'm properly booked out. So at the moment I'm like got 3 game projects that I'm working on, plus my ongoing work. I'm kind of mostly on spec for Alan Becker, and then I do a lot of extra work for some other companies as well. So it's like I've got too much going on. Plus the library. The library is actually the thing that like motivates me to keep on writing music. It's not just the projects, because the library I can write whatever the hell I want. I need to focus on the library more. Keep on forgetting that it's actually a core part of my business model now. There's an ad break in process on progress on Twitch. I didn't know that. I never know to see what's happening on Twitch. Don't know what to do. You realize your taste in music is so bizarre. That's fine. That's totally acceptable. Yeah. Metal, pop, classical, EDM, hip hop, reggae, Mexican. That's very good. Very, very good taste. Seance. How you doing? Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. All right. Maybe there's an ad. Is there an ad on Twitch right now? I'm gonna wait, and then we can actually go through what we're doing today. I don't know where you can see that. The wording on Twitch when it comes up saying is the ad's about to finish. That's what the wording seems like to me. But then people seem like they're having ads. Very confusing. Twitch, get your crap together. Alright. Yeah, it's good. I used to stream a lot more. I just keep on getting swamped with work, and I find it hard to stream at the moment. But I need to stream more because the library needs more attention, and the library music really only gets done when I'm streaming. It used to be anyway. Fair enough. I am Antonin, yes, we're checking it out. We're checking out the Vista II Lite Ensemble. Which, okay, I did make the mistake where I didn't realize it was an ensemble patch thing, but it's okay. He did say on the website that it was just ensembles. But it's fine. I didn't think it was the full. I didn't fall for the fact that I knew it wasn't the full Vista, because it said light. I saw the light, and it's like, okay. Yes, ensembles are good. Actually, these ensembles are probably the best ensembles that I've heard from any library that I've had. This is something very, very luscious about them. Very warm. Yeah, that's what you want from an ensemble patch. Just they work. I used to have, like, years ago, I had the Edirol Orchestral Soft Synth. So this was a very early orchestral sample library. Even though I think it wasn't samples. I think actually either it was samples. If it was samples, it was very like the sample recordings must have been very, very compressed, because it was a tiny library. It was like less than 200 meg. So I think it was actually like a synth. I feel like it must have been a synth, but it was very good, I think, for what it was. But that library had a lot of amazing ensemble patches. Spiccato, like full keyboard spiccato patch that was just phenomenal for everything, at least at the time. And then there was a really lovely sort of warm sustain patch, full ensemble sort of thing, full keyboard. And I missed those days because it actually made writing so much quicker. Because, you know, if I have no intention of getting anything, you know, recorded or anything, so I didn't really care about whether I was doing things right, you know, in terms of voicing, and all the parts, all the violins and the violas and the cellos had their parts playing properly. I didn't care about that. I just cared that we got some cool strings going, you know, and that was fun. It was a good time. You bought it too? Cool. Nice. A lot of music. Listen to it very often. Thank you for sharing your music with us. Thank you, Shivahara? Shivahara, thank you. I'm glad you listened. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. It was tiny baked in samples in a plugin. There you go. I suppose it was, yeah. It didn't read to me like a synth, so I didn't know how they did it. But yeah, okay. Tiny baked in samples. If you're playing more games lately, what do you think about streaming some of that as well? Would you like to see me streaming games? I don't know if I'd be very good at it. I don't think I'm a very good entertainer when it comes to games. But we could do that. I mean, I was kind of wanting to play the Menace demo, because that's got my music in it, guys. That's like, it's a game that I actually contributed to, but it's like, I don't know. I'm very bad at it. So no one really wants to see me just like play a game badly, do they? Really? Oh, absolutely. Oh, okay. But I wouldn't mind. That, if you're up for it, I'll you know, give it a go. Maybe we can like arrange for another slot on another day. And we can just like hang out and play games. Play some Menace. One-off chill stream, yeah. Very true. Very, very true. Alright, I'll think about it. Alright. Okay, so today we're going to play around with some stuff that I have bought. One which is fairly recent. Actually, two that are fairly recent. So we got the Vista II. So this is not a sponsored stream, just so you know. I'm not here to, you know, tell you whether you should buy this or not. This is not sponsored. I'm just a big fanboy of performance samples, and I pretty much buy everything they get, everything they produce. So today we're going to play around with 3 libraries and sort of incorporate, which I've now put into my template, my orchestral template, with the hopes that I will start using them more and incorporating them, seeing how they work in real time. Because you need, when you buy new stuff, you need to figure out how they work. Oh, sorry, how they work and how they fit into your current sound, and you know what does work, what doesn't work, what patches to avoid, what patches to just like triple down on because they just are so amazing that you'll never want anything else. That's what we're trying to do, is to play around with these libraries. So the first one is Vista II strings. What's it called? Ensembles Lite. So this is like chamber strings. So it's a small ensemble, kind of like like a chamber orchestra, 3 violins, I think. There's various things, but it's 3 violins, 2 violas, 1 bass, like that sort of size. It's a small string section, and it's ensemble. So it's like the whole keyboard right here is able to play notes. So you don't have to like sit down and figure out, okay, the violins are going to play this thing, and then record another one for the violins too, another one for the violas, another one for the cellos, another one for the bass. You can just use the same patch to do everything. Kind of like a big old keyboard patch from days of yore. And so that's one library. It's got some shorts, it's got some sustains. I'm going to play around with that, see how they feel. I have played a little bit with these, and I have to say the short stuff is pretty good. It's got some like weird tech that he's built something called like resonance. I forget what it's called, but it's like there's something going on there that's like little something that's very very so it'd be cool to see how it fits with the full template vibe, if you know what I mean. So that's that one that we're going to try with, play around with. And the other one is that I bought fairly recently was the Pacific Percussion, which is like they're building out like a sort of a full orchestral sort of palette. So there's Pacific strings, there's Pacific winds, which is another one we're going to try today because I bought that months ago and hardly play with it. So we're going to see how we can work with it. Pacific Percussion is another one that we're playing, and there's a brass as well. So it's like the full orchestra if you're really into it. But it's very specific kind of sound, I think. Doesn't do everything that say like a one of those fully fledged core orchestral libraries does, but it's still pretty good, I think. It's got lots of going on. So we're going to try out the percussion, see how that feels. It's definitely different fields of the East-West stuff and the Musio Cinesample stuff that I've been using. And then we got we got the Pacific Winds, which I've hardly used, but give them a go, see how they feel. Love some dense percussion. I do too. I want to play with these ensembles first because these are fun. I might put my headphones on. I might do that just so I can get a closer listen. Can you hear things? Does this work? Sort of. It's very quiet. Let's just like crank this up a bit. Move this over here. Oh, there we go. There's some sound. Oh, there's some noise there too. Beautiful. You have to tell me if it starts peaking. Because I won't necessarily be paying attention. Are the MIDI outputs connected to key switches or your expression map? Just wondering how you can switch between them. I actually avoid all sorts of things like that. A lot of people love key switches and expression maps. I'm super old school. I just kind of like load up articulations on separate channels and tracks and just move between them. It's the way I work. But you know what I mean, like I've got staccatos, like for instance this ensemble patch, I've got staccatos here, got spiccato here, and just move between them. I'm very boring like that, and it means there's probably more tracks than necessary, but it's just the way that I've come to work. Hey Pulsar, how you doing? If I had $1 for someone I've heard mention me, I'd be broke. Oh no. Oh no. That's fine. Don't need to make money off me being famous. It's all good. One day you'll know my name. But you don't really alternate between staccato and staccato for the same. No, you don't. Although, I mean, sometimes you would. Like, it depends on the patch, really, right? Like, what it comes down to is performance. And if you feel like you want a short, and then to jump to a staccato, which is usually like a longer. So if you want to do that very quickly in the same sort of passage, sometimes you want to do that, but then just change tracks. That's what I do. Just do what I do and just change tracks. You'd set up a key switch instrument for it, channel switch basically. Yeah, I just can't be bothered. I hate, because I jump around octaves as well a lot, and assigning a key switch to stuff that I just gotta keep on forgetting. I forget where the key switch is, you know, so I'm hunting for it all the time. I'm horrible. Every patch is different because you may have key switches down in the lower octaves, and then all of a sudden there's patches that use those lower octaves, and so you have to move it up to the higher octaves, and it's just all over the place, and I hate it. Hate it. My brain just dies. It just instantaneously just explodes. Oh, that's awesome, Starlight. Thank you. Thank you for using it. Every time you use it, someone else finds out about my music, and that's pretty cool. But don't worry about me. I'm doing fine. So these are the ensemble patches. We'll start with the sustains first. We'll start there. The only problem with playing with two hands is you can't use the mod wheel. I've never been really good at using my feet to like write an expression pedal. Have you guys ever used an expression pedal? Anyone used it? I've had one in the past. I had an M Audio one. It was horrible. It was really hard to adjust the sensitivity on it. I just hated it. I never used it. But I'd like to buy maybe a Roland one to give it another go. You use one, Patrick? Yeah. You have it mapped to CC1. Okay. That's what I would do. Yeah. They're really nice sustains. Like these would instantaneously replace. Like if I've got, what have I got? What else have I got in sort of sustained territory for other strings? So these are the Pacific strings. If I turn off legato mode. That's my current sustain situation. If I go to ensemble strings now. I don't know what I'm doing. When they sound warmer and lusher, because they've also got they'll have violas also playing with the violin, so it's gonna have like a warmer tone to it anyway. But that's fine. Like for making mock-ups, this is gonna be super quick to like do sustaining sort of strings. It's just gonna be great. It does sound smaller though, so it's not like a big sound. But I'm not always after a big sound, so... And if I want a bigger one, maybe I can layer it. Nice, it's very good. Is this out of the box? It is mostly. So I haven't played with any of the... So there's a lot of like mic settings you can play with. I haven't touched any of those. It is going through my usual reverb chain though, which is this, and a little bit of like a channel strip, but not doing too much. So there is a like a chamber. If I turn that off, this is what it would sound like straight out of the box. Yeah, ensemble layering, exactly, Yannick. Start here and then just add stuff on top. I do like a pass. I'll just record some stuff. 2 hands. I don't want to do. Let's see if I can play the mod. Oh, sorry. I've got to change a setting. Yeah. Very simple, but that's like super lush, super quick to get a full sound. Into the Wild, Anton. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, I do need to do something. It'll be a good trial of the new performance, like there's the brass, the Pacific brass, because I'm still getting used to that as well, to be honest. When you're mixing, do you use a lot of effects other than reverb and EQ? No, I mean, depends on the time of the track. If I'm using a lot of, like, I tend to use a lot of like long delays these days, in lieu of like a reverb for a lot of synth stuff. So that's a very, and for also for like, instruments that I want to have that sort of ethereal kind of vibe to it. I just avoid reverb, mostly use delay, and that's been a frequent thing now. But other than that, I don't really go deep into the super like production side. I just kind of use things as they kind of are coming out of the box and just write to their strengths. You know what I mean? Don't spend a lot of time trying to work a sound. I mean, sometimes a synth, I will, work with it to get it to do quite what I, do it what I want it to do. But others, like instruments, I just kind of work with what I got. If it doesn't work out of the box for me, how I intend it to, it just doesn't get used. You like my Christmas songs, Ronald? Yes, I need to I need to do more. Christmas is coming up. Maybe we need to actually plan a Christmas release this year. Can choose a carol. I missed something. You thought I was playing time, right? Yeah. Sounds is using Symphonia string ensembles. Are they pretty good? I have not used Symphonia. I've never tried. Will you guys learn music theory to compose orchestral music? No. I think so. I mean, I did learn a lot of theory. Mostly this because my parents just forced me to. It wasn't my choice. It was not my fault. But I mean, I have to say it did help a lot. I think the thing that learning theory. So the way that I learned it was through there's a music, like a piano syllabus in Australia, like teaching syllabus called AMEB, Australian Music Examinations Board. So it's like how a lot of Australian kids learn classical music is through this program, and the teachers doing this, to get things like, certain repertoire for them to play, and they also have a sort of a structured oral sort of program and a written theory. The written theory was not super useful for me. What the most useful thing out of all of that, I think, was the oral program. So like the learning how to use my ear to listen to stuff. And so when Yannick was saying before, so learn by doing and recreating other people's music, basically. That I would mirror that. That's how I've learned a lot of how I write music, is by listening to people that I really like and then figuring out what they did, pulling it apart, using my ear critically to listen to instrument, like what instruments they're using, what kind of chord progression are they using, how are these instruments being used together to create a certain effect, those kinds of things. Just listen to things a lot and kind of pull them apart as much as you can, and over time you just get better at it. You really do. But yeah, I will say that I have a bit of theory. I also have years of playing piano, which helped a lot as well, I think. And I did a music degree, but the music degree did not do much. I can't say. There wasn't much going on in that music degree. Alright, so these are the sustains. They're very sweet. I think we're on a break on Twitch. We're on our ad break. So this is another sustain patch, but it's they call them whispers. So I guess it's like very softly played. Great dynamic range to it. Yeah, I agree, Yannick. It does sound like a small ensemble. Compare that to, so these are the whispers here. There's also Pacific Strings have similar things going on. So that's the Pacific Strings. And then this would be the ensemble. So it is a smaller sound, but it's also, there's a presence to it that you kind of miss with the bigger patch. I wonder if they sound good together. Let's try them together. So this is both the Ensemble Lite and the Pacific Strings. they kind of work together. Yeah. The Ensemble Lite has kind of a sparkliness that sort of something having in the higher frequencies. That's kind of nice. It's kind of like tickles my eardrums. Vibrato control possible, Marcel? No. So pretty much just as is. There's no sort of no vibrato control, so you just got to live with it, pretty much. So that's pretty cool. I'm really liking that vibe. I wonder if it sounds. So if we compare the lower whispers with the cellos, maybe. Okay, so that's the ensemble patch. Let's go to the cello and see what their whisper patch sounds like. It's a bit quiet. Ramp it up. Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks too, Isaac. Glad you like it. So that's the Pacific strings. So it's a different tone. Definitely, they're all different tones. And it's because there's so many different instruments playing. Like the cellos are just the cellos, right? Like it's not. There's no violas doubling there. Whereas with the ensemble, there is cello. So there is violas doubling the cellos. So it's a different tone, but it's like, okay, like if I need to have more control, I'll just use the separate whispers. If I don't, I can use them all together. kind of sounds good too with like the short sort of marcato almost. So what I always find interesting about the performance samples libraries is that they have this kind of weird versatility to the patches. It's not just like they do have a marcato patch. But you can also do not, you know, just sustain with the sustain patch, you know? Yeah, it's just a lot going on, you know what I mean? Well, that's cool. I mean, I love the whispers. The whispers are really have that crispy sort of as I said, like a high frequency thing that's just kind of like making my ears go, ooh, this is pretty. I'll definitely be using that. Mark my words. Now, the staccatos are something that I've been really curious about because they have a different tone to a lot of the other. This is 95. It's really high. A different tone to a lot of the short strings that I've got, and I'm really curious to see what I can do with them. One thing I have noticed is like if you drop the sample offset to 20, it sounds completely different to a patch that's got a really high offset. But it's almost impossible to play with a high offset. There is texture, yeah. Halo, we're talking? It's not so good. It does feel like it lacks a bit of the punch of a bigger section. We put the violas and the... Oh, I don't have the marks for the cellos loaded. Damn it. But it needs a bigger section for Halo, I think. It's not quite right. Yeah, no round robin. Which is interesting. That is a limitation. I think he mentions that as a limitation as well. I think the other ones do though. So like... Sort of. Yeah. It's a pretty limited one, but it feels like there is some round robining there. Anyway. Staccatos. It's so hard to play with those, the high offset. But it sounds so different. Is there a term for this click sound? There is. But it's kind of like this, the bow hitting the soundboard, pretty much. Or the strings sort of hitting the soundboard. Sorry. There's a few terms for certain tones like that. Like there's something called a Bartok pizz, like a pizzicato. That the idea is that you pull the string so far away from the sound, like the fingerboard, that it snaps back and hits the fingerboard, and makes that sound. But I don't know what you call that when you're bowing it. I don't know what that's called. Anyone know? Any chance you could root Route the DAW audio directly into Twitch. It is actually. What you're hearing is the mic, my mic picking it up. I'm sorry. I don't know if there's much I can do about that. Colenio? Is that what it is? It's kind of like the... Colenio is when you take the bow and flip it around to the wooden side and then use that to hit the strings. Which is very good too. I use Colenio all the time. Colegno. Hey Brendan. Okay, so if I record something at really low, and then we'll see how this pans out. What a mess. We'll get that over here. Was I doing triplets? Something like that. That'll do. Very quantized. So you can hear where it changes to the violins. It's got to be mindful of that G point. That sounds cool. If I tried to do that with, if I copy that down to like the cellos. It's not a proper comparison because I haven't got a staccato patch here, I've got a spiccato. Whereas this is the ensemble staccato. It's kind of messier, right? It's got like a sort of a messier sort of tone to it. It's also kind of, I don't know, there's more, feels like there's more happening in the ensemble. I don't know how to describe it. What is the spiccato just in comparison to that? That's pretty cool. Even though it's quantized, it feels like it's got a liveness to it, and I like that. This is the Pacific Strings cello spiccato. It's night and day. It's so different. Let's try this again. So much more alive. Like it feels like a real section. That's crazy. It's very different. If we blend them together. I feel like maybe the staccatos would be good for more slower playing. More classical kind of. Do I need all the mics on? This is how they load, so I don't know. I'm just kind of using what I guess what Jasper thinks is the default setting. If we turn some of these off, it's close mics, Decatree. I don't know. I would never play with these. Like, are you hearing hiccups? Is there something happening on the stream? Because I can't hear anything on my playback. So I'm using Cakewalk Sonar. That's my door. It is not a lot of people use it, I don't think. But I've been using it for a very long time, and so I'm kind of stuck. Yeah, so this card is more like a sort of mid-tempo, sort of short stuff. Wasn't Cakewalk having a price increase? I don't know. I haven't paid that much attention. It's possible though. It's possible. I know that because they're migrating everyone across. Obviously, well, they already did from the free version to their sort of paid stuff. But I wouldn't put it past them to want to put a price increase. Even though I don't feel like they're adding a great deal of stuff that I will ever use. Like, there's no feature development that seems like it's advantaging me at any point. To justify the price of development. So what does AM? I forget what the little names of these microphones mean. It's like 100 millisecond delay on this, and this is really hard to play. I don't know what I'm doing. But this is a cool patch. It's got a lot of that has a classical vibe to it, actually. So more mid-tempo short stuff. Staccato is probably more my usual sort of faster. A good dynamic range. Doesn't feel like there's like weird jumps that you sometimes get. There's a lot of dynamic levels. Very juicy. I don't know what I'm playing. Cool. All right. There's also pits. There's a pizzicato. A lot of noise. Can you hear the noise? From the Fable game, yes. This is good. It's a good patch. There is a lot of noise. I'm not so bothered by the noise most of the time. Particularly in mock-up stuff, because sometimes it kind of adds a bit of like realness. Like a lot of like live recordings often have a lot of noise because you're doing multiple passes of things, and so there's quite often a lot of room noise that they work hard to try and get rid of. But it's like when you're doing mock-ups like this, sometimes those samples are so sterilized that you lose all of that. And it kind of mimics, particularly if you're focusing in on the pits strings for a section, like a sort of a quieter, sort of mischievous. Kind of what happens when you're doing a mix for that kind of stuff is you would ride the volume a little bit to bring the strings forward just a tad. And so you hear a bit more of the noise in a recording. And that's kind of what you're getting here as well. If I compare that to, like, I don't know, cello pits, something in comparison. They're different. I would just use these, I think. These are just far more life. It's got a lot more life to them. Again, they do also feel like a smaller section, so it may still be worthwhile. Like layering them a little bit. But maybe most of the time you won't really need to anyway. Like it's like how much does that ensemble size really matter in a lot of mixes? I think it's less important down in the lower end. It may be more important in the higher end with the violins. Because it's a little bit more exposed. You can feel the smallness in the higher end. But it's also very sterile. You can combine them, I guess. Let's try that. Have to make sure the volumes are kind of Symphonia mentioned earlier has a real stage realism. Oh really? So that's like the noise, like the feel, like you can hear the noise. I remember Cine Samples brought out a freebie contact patch quite a few years ago now, which was all it was room noise. So you just held a key down and it was just room noise from a one of their studios that they recorded orchestral libraries in, and I used it for quite a while. It was kind of a good thing to have baked in a little bit in certain sections that made it feel like you were listening to a real recording. I haven't done so much for that in years though. Well, that's ensemble strings. That's pretty good. There's a lot of cool, useful patches in there that I think I'll be using on the regular. I'm really excited about these short strings. And the whispers. The whispers are really nice. And then I got Pacific Percussion. So I have played a little bit around with this. And I've found some ones that are probably my favorites. That again, I don't know how they will integrate with the rest of my template. So it's like, having them here now, I'll be able to trial them out as I play, as I work. I should be able to find out if they will actually do the job that they need to. I might just put a gain on this. So this is obviously a timpani. So this is Pacific Percussion, by the way. So this is another performance samples. Me trying to figure out. I've never really been able to replace, so I've been using timpani from the East-West, don't tell me later, the East-West Symphonic Orchestra, which is like East-West first iteration of their sort of orchestral library. I can't beat it. This is it. And the reason why is because there's such a lot of libraries do sound like this now. Ones that I get my hands on, which is, it's a nice timpani sound. Don't get me wrong. But it lacks a lot of that low end that this patch has. There's a lot of low frequencies, and because the reason why I like it is because I like to use this patch to emphasize the bass. which I think a lot of people when they write for timpani, they're doing the same. But it's hard to find. I've found it really hard to find alternative timpani patches that do that well in a mix. Often they just sound very tinny, lacking a lot of oomph. And whereas this one always has that like low end oomph that I just want. I just desire it. So I've never been able to find a replacement for it. But there is sometimes a call for like a timpani that's not so low end. So this is good. Majestica timpani. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Maybe I'll go and audition that. I mean, if it works, it works though. Hey, it's one of these things where if you've got a patch that's really old but it still does its job, might as well just use it. And then they've got some interesting sort of percussion stuff that, I don't know, works, I think will work really well with certain stuff that I want to do. So this is a snare, but with the snare off. Turn the sample offset down a bit. It's over the top though, okay. Well, I guess it is Majestica. Yeah, the 8DO can go pretty crazy. So that's a cool... It's a cool patch. I don't know what I'd use it for, but... Very like sort of muted snare sort of vibe. And then there's a snare on. Which is a very nice snare. I like it a lot. It's like an ensemble feel, and it actually feels like there is an ensemble. Like there's a little bit of, like I love a little bit of roughness to my samples. Like because MIDI, you have to, I feel like you have to work to make it not feel like overly quantized. So there's like a little bit of like some of the hits are like flammed a little bit, like between the snares. So there's like a little bit of aliveness to it that's kind of I like. And compare that to what I've been using, which I think is another East-West snare. Oh, it might have been the Hollywood. I think it might be Hollywood Percussion. But this is what I'm using. So it's a little bit of a different tone. So good to have, I think. Different feel. There's a more presence to some of these patches than I'm used to. I think like a lot of the samples I've been playing with, particularly the East-West stuff, there's more of the room, more of the hall sort of baked into the sample, whereas these sort of Pacific percussion has more of a direct feel. I mean, I probably could take that away by playing with the mics a bit, but I don't want to because I don't care. Ambles are great. I feel like these are better than anything I've got at the moment. There's a wideness to them as well that's kind of fun. Kind of all omnipresent. Again, I really appreciate there's a lot of effort put into the dynamic layers. Like the velocity layers, there's a lot of them. Sorry for getting a bit loud on your end. Might just bring that down a tad. Yeah, so that's really cool. I do like a good anvil, guys. And the bongos, I thought these were really cool. They reminded me a little more of like some of like my taiko patches that I've got have like a sort of a high-end sort of thing going on, and this one reminds me of that. It's really cool. Some Isengard cues, exactly. Was it? Bum bum bum. But the bongos are great. They don't remind me of bongos at all. Really neat. So I'll be using them. There's a bunch of these low drums as well. I think I just loaded one. But that, like that really sort of bass drum ensemble almost. So that's really cool. So I'll be using that one, I think. You could do sort of weird rolls as well. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. Muted cymbals. Now this was like, I thought it might have been like sustains, but it's not. It's kind of like literally muted. Sort of a hit, like suspended cymbal. So it's kind of like an ambly sound, but a more sort of like stayed, sort of hit metal kind of vibe. So that's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Been an interesting little texture to have. And then I've always, again, I think my crash cymbals are from like East West Hollywood Orchestra, from not Hollywood Orchestra, from the Symphonic Orchestra. Again, another patch that's been really hard to replace, but we're going to try with this one. It's a little higher. It's a little higher in tone. I guess I could put the volume to tune it down a bit. Starts to get a bit weird, but you know. But I like. Still a nice sound, nice sort of full cymbal sound. Doesn't feel too weird and tinny. Did I ever use the damage 1 and damage 2? No, not much. I don't know why. Again, that's probably one library I have not like properly delved into. I've just kind of surface leveled my way through everything. I need to spend more time with it. Another library I'm trying my best to like get my head around is actually Pacific Brass. So I really got into the horns. I've been using the horns a lot. That's tempo sync cymbal swells. Oh, Yannick. Okay, I'll have to check this out. That might be good. The amount of time I spend doing cymbal swells and having to nudge them left and right to make them line up. So yeah, so I use this all the time now. These are part of my mainstay template. So very nice. I use them all the time, but the Pacific Brass has more than just horns, and I haven't been using them. So what I've done is I've started to, load them in, see how they play. So we've got trombones. And one thing I've been trying to think, I sort of did this with the trumpets. The trumpets also one that I've been trying to figure out how to make them work. Just don't have the same versatility as the horns. And what I've been, what I sort of noticed with these patches is they got a lot of high frequencies going on. Kind of buzzy kind of vibe. So I have been trying to use EQ to sort of sort of change the presence a bit, remove those high frequencies and bring up the body a bit more. Compare that to my normal trumpet, which is Hollywood brass. I don't know. It helps. It helps a lot. I think the EQ does help a lot with making it more playable. I want these to work because they're so much more versatile than a lot of the East-West patches that I've been using. Like, the ability to be able to play short and long with the same patch is just phenomenal. Use trumpets from performance samples if you want to do agile stuff. Okay. But it's just still something about them. I feel like the Hollywood brass still has a much more, like, a regalness to them. But maybe you're right, maybe they're more specific to... I mean, often when I want some more agile stuff, I'll just kind of make an excuse to use the solo trumpet that I've got, which is the Norland trumpet. Which is very... Actually get... Oh no, mute was off. The mute was off. But it doesn't sound like a section, obviously. Also has a phasing. That's what the performance samples one has. Has like a weird phasing to it. So yeah, horns are great though. But maybe, so what I want to try was with the tenors, tenor trombones, play with that EQ a bit. Like I did with the trumpet. See if I can... Again, it suffers a little bit from that phasing issue. Maybe this is why I'm not using them. Maybe that's exactly what I'm avoiding. I just love how flexible they are. Like, he could play short and long. I mean, maybe in a full mix you won't notice that so much. I don't know. Compare that to my normal trombone. Very different tone. Turn this to a low pass. Maybe get a bit more aggressive. Too muted now. It's really in the higher, like the phasing you hear when you get into that, the louder dynamic. The rest is kind of fine. See, Antonin. Have a good one. I thought we'd get to music writing today, but we may get there. We may get there eventually. Yeah, the quieter dynamics, maybe that was the trumpet. Is that the same? The quiet dynamics are fine. Now I'm not noticing it so much. Maybe you're right. Maybe if I avoid the chords as well. I feel like it's certain notes though. You can hear it more than others. I don't know. It's all over the place. Well, that's a tenor trombones. What are the bass trombones sound like? No, I never did, Yannick. Are they any good? Would you recommend them? maybe if I combine these. Would recommend. All right. I think they got a Black Friday thing coming up. So, they're pretty good. I mean, yeah, that phasing issue, but maybe in the full mix it wouldn't be so bad. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And the tube is pretty good. But you don't need, I mean, you never need anything, do you? Yeah, the tuber is an easy use, I think. I haven't been using it enough, but I think it's better than my other tuber that I have. Well, it's just different. It's less farty. A little more sort of low end going on. Which is I want, but that's what you want your tuber to do, is have some low end to it. Yeah, so the trumpets, trombones, jury's out, I think. We'll have to see how they go. But they're in my template now. So it's like I should be able to just try them out whenever I can. See how they go. And the other thing is specific woodwinds. That's one thing I've also been trying to figure out. How do these guys fit in? And I've tried them a few times and they failed miserably. But I want these are more like I think they're ensemble woodwinds, so they kind of, it's multiple flutes, multiple clarinets playing together. And it's a different tone to solos, which is pretty much what I've got at the moment and what I use. So this is like a Cinesamples flute. I use all their woodwinds and they're great, really versatile. I might just turn this up again. I think my volumes for all the samples, all the libraries are a little bit over the place. So it's lovely. They're lovely patches. I use them a lot. Clarinet. But the performance samples ones don't have that kind of legato kind of playability. It's a very different kind of vibe. And it's trying to figure out how best to use them. But they do have this, like a lot of the performance sample stuff, they do have the ability to play multiple kinds of articulation. So it's like I can play sustains, but I can also do sort of short stuff. Even I get weird sticky notes sometimes. Maybe there's an update that I have to find. But it's a definitely different kind of patch to. See you, Nanja. Have a great one. But you wouldn't be able to. I don't think I'd use them for melodies. I end up using those ones, I think. So it's kind of like chordal sort of stuff. And flavor sort of harmonic writing, I think. But this is like the thing. I need to get better at writing for woodwinds. And so this is probably the patches that I need. Yeah, alien stuff. Put a little delay on that. Maybe a phaser. Oh, that's a bit weird. I've done a bit of that in on the Menace score actually. Channeling a little bit of James Horner Aliens and Jerry Goldsmith. See ya, Antonin. Oh, I said see ya. Did I see ya? See ya, Antonin. If I didn't say it, see ya. Have a good one. I think I did. Oh my god, my brain. Yeah, clarinet. Which Star Trek movies? Not really though, I don't think. Oh, the good stuff. I'm a big fan of Horner, so I think probably a lot of stuff is infused in my writing, but maybe yeah, I'm not super familiar with other than Goldsmith. Oh my buddy, Jerry Goldsmith's score for First Contact. That was very influential. I love that theme. That theme. Where do we go? Where is it? Where's some strings? Oh, such a beautiful thing. Agreed, yeah. May he rest in peace. What is sticky? These sticky notes are weird though. I don't know why they're sticking. I think probably would be good for that sort of that woodwind chorale kind of vibe. Agreed sounds. I think, I mean, these kinds of woodwinds would like help me write write more sort of Williams style woodwind parts, and more classical as well. All within one patch. I mean, if you didn't have to focus on it too much. Maybe it's something to do with this release. I don't know. We'll have to investigate that further. Maybe there's something weird about the releases. I do like that sweet Enderblade. I was, you know, when I was like maybe 2005, I was dead set on writing a full Hobbit suite in the style of Grieg, in the style of the Peer Gynt thing. I've got a couple on my library, within my library, that are like in that vein. I can find them. Concerning Hobbits is definitely one. It's very old. Very old. It's one of the few that I think it's actually using the old Edirol. Yeah. Didn't get there though. Probably never will. And it has a piccolo as well. But I think I might still stick with my... with the Cine Samples Piccolo, I think it's better. Even though this one does short stuff as well. So we'll keep it in there. New World, how you going? Okay, it's not so bad. Since I've got to give it a go. Pretty good. Okay, it's fine. It's better than I thought. Yeah, I agree, Seance. Modern writing has kind of pushed them to the background. I mean, a lot of my score writing, I don't tend to even use woodwinds unless it's a solo instrument. Otherwise, it's not there at all often. I mean, if you're working with samples, quite often your samples are they're so big as it is. You know, using patches that are like 16 violins, you know, playing multiple notes. So it's like, it sounds like you've got like a 400-piece orchestra no matter what. So like, it's big. It's already big. And you don't need extra body from the winds, and so everyone just kind of forgets about them. Poor guys. You know? Kano, how you going? My gosh. It would be very late. It's like 3 AM right now, right? 2 AM, 3 AM? Go to bed. Crazy, guys. Which brasses would be good? Well, I don't know. I don't know what to suggest to you, but I am trying out the Pacific brass at the moment. And I was saying I love the horns in the Pacific brass. So good, so versatile. But I was saying that a lot of the other brass, I don't know, I'm still on the fence about them. So this is the trombones. The Scream Ben-Hur exactly sounds, yeah. They have a cinematic vibe, but also like a more classical tone to them as well. And just saying, everything, I love the fact that you can play different kinds of articulations with these patches. So it's like a one-stop shop for a lot of stuff. You don't need to load, you know, 3 different patches to do this one patch. It sounds pretty good. I just like, I don't know. Every time I tried to use them in the full mix, it just, something's a bit off. But I said that adding this EQ has helped a lot. So this is without the EQ again. really bright, so cutting out that brightness. Don't forget about the woodwinds and good, yeah. Trying hard to get them well balanced. All the big sections are so loud compared. And then writing on seems tricky too. Literally only use the oboes for some solo passages. But the lyrics are just so hard. Yeah, I do find a lot of people who are using them in mock-ups that the winds are always too far forward. Because when you do hear it in a real orchestra, they are quite embedded. One thing that I often do as a little trick to help with that is actually have quite a wet reverb, so they're usually a bit quieter, and also have I have a big reverb on them, so they sort of feel like they're much more further back in the space, in comparison to say like the strings, which is using a similar reverb but much drier. So that's like one little trick that I've found works pretty well to kind of help embed the winds a bit more. But it is hard. Yeah, it's hard to get them quite right, particularly if you don't use them a lot. Because it takes up, like everything when you're writing music, like you need time and need to practice getting better at mixing winds, and sometimes it takes time, and if you don't use them enough, then you just don't get enough practice trying to figure out how they work in the mix. But yeah, I do love a good win-win though. Space Bean, how you going? Lovely. But yeah, not sold on these trumpets. Even though these sustains kind of not agile. Yeah, just something about them, guys. Yeah, exactly, Kano, yeah. Yep. Very hard to write for them, yeah. Particularly because there's not always a great deal of good samples out there for them when you're doing mock-ups. So I think that's also probably another reason why people avoid them. It's only maybe been in the last couple of years where I've found some good stuff from, like, I was thinking of using Cinesamples, the Cinewinds. Pretty good sort of straightforward stuff, like solo instruments. I started, actually incorporating them into the template and playing with them. But yeah, it takes time, eh? Takes time. Well, I don't think we're gonna get any music done today. I think we've played around too much. But I don't know. Takeaways from today is the Vista ensemble strings are they're gonna be stuck in my template. Cinematic Studio series, yeah, everyone's pretty happy with those. I mean, I do wonder whether I should give them a go. You had the Berlin woodwinds, but you barely use them. Some fractured sounds. Fracture sounds. Just playing the main melodies easy on and every instrument compared to what they're capable of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And particularly, I think one of the hardest things to I think with a lot, like even with brass writing, I feel like I've gotten better at that. But the woodwinds is like chord voicings. So like woodwinds are often, they're kind of written like a brass section where you've got, the low woodwinds, voiced with higher woodwinds to create chords and harmonic movement and things like that. And like knowing good optimal voicings to give you different kinds of like tonal qualities and whatnot. It's like it's tough because you need to play around. I'm cooking, yeah, Space Speed. We tried out some stuff. Got some libraries that I've been just like, well, ones that we bought, ones that I've had for a little while and just haven't played with. So getting the template all in order so that we can actually write some music with some new samples that sound good. And I actually use the things that I buy. I'm sure you all relate. You have the Albion 1 woodwind ensemble. Never write complex woodwind stuff, yeah. It does the job, eh? Everyone's bringing out super new string libraries, massive brasses. Never see woodwinds. You don't. It's not very common. It's just not sexy, I guess. Just not sexy. I can pair this with Spic and yeah, these ensembles would be great for layering. Definitely good for that kind of thing. Which is very exciting. Which is very good. Guys, I'm thinking I might stop there. I haven't written anything and I apologize, but I did have a good play. I feel like I'm getting a better feel for particularly these ensemble strings, what they might be able to do for me. $2:30, you guys crazy. I'm barely able to keep awake until like 9 o'clock. How are you guys doing this? You're insane. Alright guys, I might call it there, but thank you for hanging out today. It wasn't really a productive stream, but I guess it was. We played around, we're learning about things. That's important. I appreciate you hanging out with your patience. Next week, I promise I'll actually write something. We'll do something online. Actually create some music rather than just sort of dabble. I'm glad you enjoyed it though. Thanks for checking it out. Really appreciate chilling with you guys. It's always good. Always get some feedback too when I'm playing stuff, and having a second opinion is always, guys, always very nice. Anyway, guys, have a good week. Enjoy. I'll see you next Tuesday. Oh, just a question. When you wake up, is it just a question of when you have to wake up or when you are actually going to wake up? Oh, right. That does make sense. But I'm never. I haven't. Yeah, I can't do late sleep-ins anymore. So can't do it. All right, guys. Thanks hanging out. I'll catch you guys soon. Have a good week. Bye.